I'm going to tell you 5 things I would never do as a real estate agent, and you should make sure the same goes for your realtor. Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a great week. Thank you for tuning in. I want to talk a little bit about some things I've learned over the years and 5 different things that I would never do as a realtor. And I think it's important because you should pay attention to make sure your realtor is not doing the same 5 things for you. The first thing is overselling a potential seller on price. So what I mean by that is giving an inflated price to what the property is worth. I see this happen all the time. There's a lot of really desperate realtors out there who really want your business, and even though your place is worth $900,000, they're telling you it's worth 1.2, and they can get that for you, and don't worry about it, and they're going to make sure you get the most, etc., etc. Huge mistake. It happens because obviously they just want your business and they'll do anything to get it. And unfortunately, sellers sometimes believe this because they're so happy when they hear those big numbers. But be realistic. You should know whether your house is worth that much or not. On that note, number 2 is overpricing a listing. We've all done it. I've even done it recently. Sometimes it's a mistake, but I'm talking about overpricing a listing when you know it's not going to sell for that price, but the seller is insistent on trying it at that particular price point. So obviously we know what happens when you overprice a property. It never goes well. Sometimes I will put a caveat in with my client. Okay, you know what, we'll try this for 2 weeks, see what the reaction is, but if we don't get any action on it, we have to drop it to X price. That's even a mistake. I'm sorry I've ever done that, but it does happen. So don't overprice your listings. It's never a good idea. The third relates to buyers, and that is allowing buyers to buy something that's not saleable. So to a fault, I've been always very honest with my with my buyers. So if I see something wrong with the property, I will tell them, don't do it. Last week I showed some condos and one of them had the absolute worst view, and trying to convince my client that it was going to be a mistake if he'd put an offer in on that property because he was going to have a hard time renting it and selling it in the future. So I know that's not the best thing for my business, but obviously it's the best thing for my clients, so I will always let them know. The fourth thing is letting a house go to market without it being in the best condition it can be. Obviously that includes, cleaning it up and tidying in and painting or whatever the case may be. Not everybody gets it in like stunning condition, but the important thing is you get it ready to show the best it can. That's really the only way anything is going to sell in this market, in any market really, but in the GTA over the last couple of years, things need to look good in order for them to be the ones that sell, especially for these crazy numbers over asking. And finally, the last thing I will never do anymore is work with a nasty client. And I think enough said about that. It's just not worth it. Anyway, hopefully those have been some helpful tips. So if you are in the market to buy or sell, think about that and make sure that your realtor is not doing any of those things. Reach out to us for any comments or questions. Make sure you like this video. Share it with others that you think might be interested. And don't forget to follow us on our podcast, which is the Toronto Real Estate Show with Jenelle and Leslie. We drop episodes every week. Happy to see you there. And I hope you have a great week. Stay cool. Bye for now.